I'd been in real estate since 1984. I was with RE/MAX in the 80s. I bought a Realty Executives franchise in the early 90s. I ran that. I had a couple hundred agents. I sold that in 1994, and I went to a small company called Keller Williams. My wife and I were two of the first 10 agents in Dallas, Texas for KW. All right? Then in 1999, while we were selling, they wanted us to be managers. So we became managers, and we ran Keller Williams offices. And I started opening up Keller Williams offices across the nation. I owned the Northern California region. I was just talking to Ralph over there. I owned 6 Keller Williams franchises. Now this is a true story, and I got to tell you because it might hit home with a lot of us that have been around the business a long time. I was retired. I owned 6 offices. And I owned a region. And I had a lot of money coming in from those companies, right? Does anybody have just enough money that they could maybe retire? I mean, just passively coming in, right? I did. And 2 of my agents from my old office that I had retired at in Austin, Texas said, Gene, could you check out this new company? Now again, being retired, I was kind of bored. Sure. The owner comes in, his name is Glenn Sanford. I met with him for a couple days. It intrigued me. Had 350 agents. This is 2.5 years ago. The last office I ran for KW had 641 agents in it in one location. And I would go in as the manager every day and nobody was there for the last 2 years. I mean, literally it was like a ghost town. So I knew the days of bricks and mortar were gone. So I met Glenn. He says, we have a 3D dimensional world. We go in his avatars. It intrigued me. I knew that bricks and mortar were gone. I researched the company for 5 months. Now guys, try this out for size. Anybody that's been married over 20 years, me and my wife have been married 22 years. I come in March of 2015. I said, honey, guess what? She goes, what? And I said, if you knew Netflix existed, would you own a Blockbuster? She goes, no. I said, we own 6 Blockbusters. She goes, what do you mean? I said, I just found Netflix. She goes, you're kidding. I said, so I found it. It's a small little company called eXp Realty. It's got about 400 agents, and I think they're the future of real estate. She goes, you're kidding. Tell me about it. And I said, they got a 3D dimensional. I go into it, and she goes, now, Gene, now I'm thinking I've got to sell 6 offices and a region. I'm one of the 32 regional owners of Keller Williams regions. I owned Northern California and Hawaii, a good region. Okay? I own the Carmel office, where Pebble Beach is. I own the Cupertino office, where Apple is. And I own the Palo Alto office, where Stanford is. I was the owner of those. Those were really good offices. I was making good money. And I had to say, well, Susan, we got to sell everything. Now, I don't know about you guys. Do you guys ever have buyer's remorse? So here I am thinking I'm going to sell 6 offices in a region. I started to have buyer's remorse. I said, what am I thinking? I said, Susan, what am I thinking? I'm going to go to this company with 350, 400 agents. I was running an office with 640 agents. She goes, well, it's the same size Keller Williams was when we joined in 1994. I married the right woman. Now I'm back on. And in 6 weeks, I sold the 6 offices and the region for cash. And in May 1st, 2015, I joined eXp Realty. There's about, what, 500 agents, Howard? I think, right around that time? Yeah. Right around 500 agents. What I'm going to show you today is the reason I sold everything. It's kind of fun. You guys ready to learn about it? Let's go have some fun.